The sleepy town of Trinidad, Colorado, is a quaint snapshot of American life, filled with picturesque landscapes, friendly neighborhoods, and a rich historical legacy. But on January 21st, Brenda Powell's quiet morning at home was shattered when a local thug broke down her door.
I'm Brenda Powell, and my husband and I live here in Trinidad, Colorado. And on the morning of January the 26th, I was home alone here. My husband was out of town on business. I was upstairs. It was about 6:30 in the morning, and I was upstairs by myself. I heard our dog down below barking, so I thought somebody was driving up, so I went to the window, and a car had driven around to the back of our workshop where we skin a lot of fur. We're in the fur business. So I watched him for a little bit, and he went around the back of his car and he was looking in the garage windows, and I thought, well, he's just seeing if I'm out working or not. I thought he was just somebody just dropping off a coyote. I started to come back down the stairs, and the minute I got down the stairs, I heard some noise out in the garage, but again, I thought, well, maybe he just brought the coyote over and was going to leave it at the garage door, and then I just heard the door beating in. I mean, he was just literally just pounding the door in, and I hollered and I said, hey! So I didn't know if he was armed or what he was, so I went back up the stairs, and the only person I could think of to call was Lester, our neighbor, because I thought 911 was only used for medical emergencies. Never experienced this before. I called Lester's house, and he was still in bed, but I said, Lester, there's a guy breaking in the door of our house, and he said, okay, I'll be right there. So I just hung up, and I tried to remain as quiet as I could.
Phone rang. I was still asleep, which was kind of unusual, but I noticed it was 6:43, and
Hello?
Brenda says they're breaking the door down. Grabbed my clothes and out the door. We only live about a quarter mile as the crow flies, but a little more driving. I drove into the driveway and pulled up in the back of the house. And lights were on in the front room, but couldn't see anybody.
He had grabbed 2 rifles out of the closet, put them on the kitchen table, and then when he was going for the 3rd rifle, that is when Lester came in.
And went to the back door. It had been busted all to pieces. Nothing but just strands left of the door hanging there. I could see guns laying on the kitchen table, but still nobody, not a sound, nobody around. But I knew Brenda was upstairs.
They're still in the house.
And he pointed that rifle at Lester.
I'm gonna kill you.
No, don't kill Lester.
I'm gonna kill you! Let me out of here or I'll kill you!
You can't kill anybody from back there. Get your butt out here.
Lee, somebody's broken the house and shots have been fired. Call the sheriff.
He walked out holding the gun by the barrel, laid it down on the floor, and bolted out the back door. I knew he was in trouble because the whole patio during the winter was just covered with ice.
I picked up the rifle that the guy had laid on the floor. First I was scared, and then the anger came in. Then after I calmed down a little bit, and I realized Lester had him on the ice, I set it down, I picked up a shovel. I just didn't trust myself holding a loaded rifle at that time.
And he was held there until the sheriff showed up and made the arrest.
I believe it's very important to have the right to protect yourself in your own home. I grew up on a ranch where we were just free to run, play outside during all hours of the day and night, and never worried about anything like this happening. And but it does. It's reality, and we do have to have a right to be able to protect ourselves in our home.
He had me cold. I had walked into a situation that I let him come up behind me, and I shouldn't have done that, but so I did what I had to do to get out of the situation. Coming from a fellow that has a closet full of guns, has always had a gun and carried one for many years, I think everybody ought to be armed. But living in the country, you cannot depend on law enforcement. You're on your own.
I didn't think it was really happening. I just thought that happened in the movies. I couldn't believe it was actually happening in our home.
Thanks to Brenda's quick thinking and Lester's willingness to rush to the defense of his friend, a robbery was averted, and a callous criminal won't be victimizing any more honest citizens. On January 26, 2001, Lester Johnson became a hometown hero.